You're listening to the Options Insider Radio Network. For more quality options programs, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app, available in iTunes and on Google Play.
Welcome to the Hot Options Report, your premier source for insight into the fast-moving options market. Each day, we'll track down the products that are dominating the options chains and impacting your trading account, from Nvidia to VIX and everything in between. If it's lighting up the options tape, then you'll find it on the Hot Options Report.
All right, everybody, that music means we are back. It is time for another Hot Options Report for Wednesday, December 10th, aka Fed Day. The last Fed day of 2025. My name, of course, Mark Longo from the OptionsInsider.com, as well as from the network upon which all of you folks are enjoying yourselves. Remember, if you're listening to the show, make sure you subscribe to the full network. Otherwise, you're missing out on a whole heck of a lot of content. And, of course, if you want to join us for awesome pro Q&As like we had yesterday or even today's Fantasy Cast, where we broke down some fun fantasy football live for the pro folks. All sorts of fun going on. Get your name in the hat for the final pro trading crate of the year. TheOptionsInsider.com/pro is the place to go. And of course, if you're listening to this show, you love some hot flow action. The HotOptionsReport.com has all the hot flow action you can handle and more, listeners. We're just scratching the surface here. We're just talking single name equities there, but there's indexes up there. There's every big hot name, IBIT, you name it, it's all up there. The HotOptionsReport.com is the place to go to learn more. As we learn what was lighting up the tape out there on Fed Day. Was it a hot Fed Day today? The answer was, it was all right. 454,000 contracts is what it cost us to break into the top 10. That gets us to our old pal, Microsoft. They came for Softy today, so Softy not having a good Fed Day. 478.32 is where the stock went out, off $13.70, or about 2.75%. So, bit of an ouchie out there for good old Softy today. What was the hot option on a dark day for Softy? It was 33,000 of the 485 calls. So, a little bit out of the money call action, going up for about $2.30. You like those, listeners? You'd be a buyer or a seller at that price. As we keep on rolling, those, of course, expire on Friday, so not much time to cook. As we keep on cooking up to the number 9 spot, this is the name I think we're going to be talking about for a little bit. This is Warner Brothers Discovery coming in today, number 9, 487,000 contracts on the tape, continuing to pop a bit, popping about $1.25, closing right around 29.5 today, up another 4.5%. Again, unusual activity for a takeover name once the deal is quote unquote done, but clearly the deal is not done, so the stock continues to run. What was the hot option in WBD today, listeners? It was 34,000 of the 30 calls, but not expiring this Friday, expiring next Friday. So buying a little bit more time. If you're wondering, what's a 30 call going for in a stock that was supposedly purchased 5 handles shy of that recently? Well, 38 cents. So clearly we're looking at some action out here on the 30 strike and above as we keep on rolling to number 8. It's our old pal, the fruit company, a.k.a. Apple, 508,000 contracts. For the number 8 spot, Apple rallying on this Fed Day, 278.78, up about $1.60 or a little over 0.5%. The hot option in Apple land today, 58,000 of the 280s. Average price for these, about $1.30. So you need the optimism to continue for the next few sessions here, listeners. If you're buying those as you keep on rolling to number 7, it's the Amazonians. 231.78 is where they went out today, up $3.86, or about 1.7%. Good for 610,000 contracts. And the number 7 spot, the hot option with the Amazonians today, 41,000 of the 232.5 calls. Average price for these, about $2. So not giving them away. So you need Amazon to really kick into gear these last few sessions if you're a buyer of those. As we keep on rolling to number 6, it's Oracle. Oracle closing today, 223, pretty much exactly, up about $1.50 or about 0.2%. Again, good for number 6 today, 643,000 contracts on the tape. And the hot option, again, this was heading into earnings after the bell for Oracle. You remember what happened last time? It was quite the rampage to the upside. Is that the case again today? Let's find out. The hot option in Oracle today, 30,000 of the 250s, the two halves. Average price for these, $3.18. That seems a little rich. Maybe if you're buying those, someone clearly banking on another post-earnings explosion to the upside. And if you paid literally anything for those, you are probably regretting it right now. Looks like in the after hours, they came for the stock. The stock off $24 or almost 11%, shy of the 200 strike right now, 198.94. So a little bit of the polar opposite of last earnings. Wow. Stock took off last time. This time, they are coming for it. So two halves, anything's possible. We saw people fading the 300 strike with the puts last time, and they ended up paying off just a couple of sessions ago. So anything is possible, but that seems like probably a bit of a bridge too far right now for Oracle. As we keep on rolling to number 5, it's Palantir. Palantir putting up 807,000 contracts again for the number 5 spot. Closing today, 187.91, rallying a full $6.07, or about 3 1/3%. So a good day for Palantir. The hot option out there today, probably going to be upside, and that is the case. 66,000 of the 190s expiring on Friday. Average price for these, $1.72. So that's pretty much nothing for Palantir at this point, listeners. As we keep on rolling to number 4, this is not one we see in the top 10 too often. It's good old Taiwan Semi, closing today $310.14, up about 6 3/4 or 2 1/4%. Good for 811,000 contracts. And the number 4 spot, worth noting though, Taiwan Semi is going ex-div, which is probably why it made it into our top 10 today. And also the fact that the hot option out there is about 84,000 of the 240 calls. So that's the kind of paper we expect to see on an ex-div day. As we keep on rolling to number 3, it's good old Netflix. What's going on with Netflix? Are they going to buy WBD? Are they not? Seems like right now the stock price of WBD and the speculation is saying maybe not. Number 3 today, Netflix, 836,000 contracts on the tape. Netflix also continuing the sell-off today, selling off exactly $4, closing at $92.71. Yet another rough day. It's been a rough week for good old Netflix. They're off over 10% just in that time frame. You expand to the last month, they're off nearly 20%. A lot of red in the ledger for good old Netflix these days. The hot option in Netflix land, nearly 20,000 of the 95 calls. Average price for these, about $1, so they're not giving these away. These are going out in a couple of days, listeners. Can Netflix turn it around in time to make those pay off by the end of the week? We shall see as we keep on climbing to number 2. Yes, I said number 2. It's Nvidia. Why is it number 2? Only 1.48 million contracts. That's the lightest we've seen Nvidia in a long time. You probably got to go back to the dog days of summer to find a similar volume level out there. Fed Day tends to do that sometimes, listeners. Nvidia closing today, 183.78, off about $1.19, about 2/3%. The hot option in Nvidia land today, 168,000 of the 185 calls. Average price for these, about $2. So once again, you want Nvidia to catch a bid before the end of the week for those as we keep on rolling to the number 1 spot. It's not Nvidia, you can probably guess it's Tesla. But again, this is usually not enough paper for the number 2 spot for Tesla either. Tesla coming in at the top of the list today with only 1.61 million contracts. So again, a lot of people keeping their powder dry on Fed Day. That's typically what we see, and that's playing out again today. Tesla closing today, 451.43, up about 6 1/4 or about 1.4%. The hot option in Tesla land today, 89,000 of the 450 calls. Average price for these, about $6.40. That's going to do it for your hot options report for Fed Day, December 10th. Hope you had a good Fed Day. Either way, we'll see you back here tomorrow for our usual array of content on Thursday. The option block with our friends from SIBO. This week in futures options with our friends from CME. Before we're back to wrap up your trading day, another episode of the Hot Options Report. Stay safe out there, everybody.
You're listening to the Options Insider Radio Network. For more quality options programs, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app, available in iTunes and on Google Play.